Hi guys, my name is Shunsuke and my other presenter is Winston, and we're going to show you our graphing project.
Our research project is the average score per game each year of the Miami Heat and LA Lakers. Our hypothesis is that if Miami Heat and LA Lakers continue with the same trend, then Miami Heat will score more than LA Lakers.
Let's look at our table. The tables represent the average score per game each year of Miami Heat and LA Lakers. We had researched the data starting from 2002 to 2014.
This is the scatter plot of our data. X represents the year and Y represents the average score per game each year. Conclusion answer number 1. In our data, it shows a linear association because most of the points are close together and have a positive association. In theory, we don't have any outlier because all of the data shown are fairly close to each other. However, when put on the graph, we can see that 2002 and 2014 are quite far from the trend line, but in reality, it is only 4 to 6 points away. That is not too exaggerating. The general trend of the data are both the same. They are linear and are positive. There is a difference. LA Lakers are increasing by a little amount and is not really improving at all if you see each year. But Miami Heat is improving by a lot and is significantly steeper for the general trend. We think that the linear equation is a good fit to our data because it shows if the teams have improved and has a more steady pace. So this is the math process of how to find next year's. So we got the two equations from our trend lines for LA Lakers and Miami Heat. Then we input X as 2015 because our last one was 2014. And Y equals 102.0 for LA Lakers and Y equals 101.4 for Miami Heat. Miami Heat will score an average of 101.4 for 2015, and Lakers will have an average of 102.0 for 2015 too. There are factors that might affect the future points, such as if someone is injured or cannot play during the season, or any major players that are out of the season. So it really depends on what the situation is. First, we find the two equations that we use in conclusion answer number 3 as shown on step 1. Then in step 2, we input LA Lakers equation into Miami Heat's Y. Then in step 3, we isolate the X and the rest will be on the right side. In step number 4, we subtracted X and added the numerical numbers. Then in step 5, we divided negative 1,227.32 divided by 0.6088, and the answer we got is 2015.9. Then we input X as 2015.9 on both of those equations, and we got 102.0 for both LA Lakers and Miami Heat. So this means that in 2016, both Miami Heat and LA Lakers will have the same score of 102 points. As we analyze, we realize that some scores are higher or lower, and that's because of the change of players or the injuries. For example, there are recent injuries that may affect the score this year. Kobe Bryant from LA Lakers has been recently injured from his elbow, and this will affect the team because he is one of the major players in the team to win, and the score will not be as good they were in the past until Kobe Bryant is fully ready to play. So this will reflect that LA Lakers will not do so well for this season. And we also found out that Chris Andersen from Miami Heat has an illness and cannot play for 2 games. So 3 players from Miami Heat will have to play extra time in order to cover Chris's time on court. This reflects that for the next 3 games, the scores will not be as good as they did with Chris Andersen. So in summary, both teams will face lots of challenge until this summer because they lost of some major players. This loss will affect the points scored, and both teams' average score may drop this year. from our scatter plot, we can say that it is likely that Miami Heat's average score per game each year will increase in the future and LA Lakers will increase slight amount. Our hypothesis was correct that Miami will pass LA Lakers around 2016. Through analyzation, we saw that both of the teams were really having the similar score each year, and some of the scores that were not as close were sometimes because the team had bad players or they were very lucky. In general, we were surprised to see how Miami Heat progressed significantly over time. Thank you for watching.